Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the Fineco FX-21V. This transmitter may look familiar to you because I reviewed a nano quad from this company, but this one is a micro quad, and the unique thing about this is that it is voice controlled. So you've got this little headset here with a little earphone and then a little microphone there, and it actually talks to you and tells you, if it heard your command and stuff. So pretty interesting, and it is in English. I don't remember where it says on the box somewhere that, yeah, control language English. So it may be available in a couple different languages, but it does speak and understand English, so that's important if you're an English speaker. And it actually works pretty well. I had quite a bit of fun with this. It's pretty silly, but it is actually really fun. More fun to fly it that way than normal, actually. It's a pretty bland quad otherwise. I mean, it on itself, you wouldn't buy this just to fly it around for normal. I think it is really for the voice control, and that's kind of what this big bulky prop guard is for. Takes pretty good beating. It doesn't work so well to like bounce off the wall and keep flying, but it is quite protected. It does not protect above the props though, which I would like to have seen, because you'll see I've got quite a bit of ceiling scrapes on there. Because it has like a takeoff command, but there's no like altitude, holding sort of features or anything on it. So when you tell it to take off, it just starts giving throttle until you take over. So the first time I did it, it just took off and smashed straight into the ceiling. And so yeah, you can tell it go up and go down, and it'll change its height a little bit. But it isn't really doing, like, there's no infrared signal that's, keeping a height monitored or anything. I don't think, actually, now that I'm looking closer, I don't know what this is back here. It doesn't look to be any height sensing thing. I don't know, though, maybe. Now, it didn't seem to, at least, in actual use, it didn't seem to want to hold its hover. I basically would tell it to take off, and then once I move the throttle on my own, I take over manual control. But anyway, the transmitter is a little bit weird. You may, remember me talking about this one from the Nano Quad. You press one button here, and then it goes into trimming mode, and you use the right stick to trim, and then the LEDs will blink, whichever way you're trimming it. If you're pressing left, the left LEDs will blink. You press forward, the front ones will blink. So that way you can visually see what you're trimming, but then you can't fly. So you've got to, press that button and quick do your trimming, and then press it again to take over flying again. And your speeds are on the power switch here, so that's kind of weird, especially if you try to go from fast to slow. You may accidentally turn the transmitter off. So not a big fan of it when they, use the power switch to change speeds. You press the right stick and then move it in whatever direction to do flips, and you press the left stick, it has a headless mode. Let's see, the LEDs are in the arms, so you can see there's kind of vents here to let them through, and it has blue in the front and red in the back, so that's pretty good. The biggest complaint I have with it is this battery bay in the back here. It's got this latched door, and it is just absolutely insane to try to get the battery in here. I mean, look at, the battery comes all the way to the back and then some. I mean, the battery's already hanging out a little bit, and then to try to get this whole big cable and two plugs in there and get that door to close, I mean, it is just absolutely insane. Not even close to enough room in there. It's doable, but you have to like shove the plugs up in like above the receiver board back in there, and so I think probably the first thing you'll do is just take this door off or cut holes in it to let the cables through. But I'm not sure how they expected you to get that to work, but it's pretty minor issue, but really weird design there. And then there's no on-off switch, so you've got to plug it in, let it bind, and then sit there messing with trying to get everything shoved into that battery bay there. But also comes with a spare set of props, a little screwdriver, and a USB charging cable. My USB charging cable appears not to work. It never did anything. The light never changed. It didn't charge it, and I don't know, I just don't think it worked at all. So I don't know what kind of charging time you can expect with the stock charger. I had to just use some other one from a different quad. The battery is 300 milliamp hours, and you get about 6.5 minute flights with about a 10-second LVC warning. You can recalibrate it by moving the right stick in a 360-degree motion like that. So kind of a weird accelerometer recalibration, just like the weird trimming. But you know, at least this company's doing something unique. I think that about covers all the details. Yeah, so again, like I said, you know, it itself it's not a stellar flyer. It's decent. It's not bad. It's not great. But the voice control is what you're going to get this one for, and it actually works quite well. There was a few times that it didn't understand my command, but for the most part, it clearly understood what I said. But there's a delay to it, so like you tell it go left, and then it thinks for a second, and then she says go left, and then it goes left. So it takes a while. You're not going to be like go forward, go left, go right, and then like actually flying around the room quickly with voice commands, just because of how long it takes from when you say it to when the quad actually does it. But just to kind of slowly hover in the middle of the room and tell it go forward, and then it goes forward a little bit, and then go left, and then it goes left a little bit, and you can tell it to flip in all directions. You can tell it to do autopilot, and it'll just kind of do a pre-programmed flight. It's got show 1, show 2, and show 3, which are like flip and yaw and spin shows, or it just does a bunch of stunts. So those are kind of cool. It has a dancing, which is just a pirouette, basically. It just spins around for a while. What else is there? Oh, when you're in headless mode, you can tell it to return, or maybe it was like go home or something. I think come back. I forget what the command is. The instruction manual has all the commands that you can do. But you can tell it to come back, and it's supposed to fly back. But again, headless mode is worthless. And I never once got that to actually come to me. I go home, and it flies off in some other direction or whatever. So same old problems with headless mode. But all the other commands work fine, and I thought it was cool to have like some built-in stunts and stuff. And since those take a little bit more room, even though this is small enough to fly around the kitchen, I think I'm going to go ahead and take this one outside, so I can do all those stunts and have enough room for it to actually do them and complete them and not run into anything. And I don't really need to show the precision flying of this around the kitchen or anything. So I think even though it's a small one for outdoor flight, I think it'll do just fine out there. So yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say about it. So let's go take it out for the automatic voice-controlled flight. All right, let's check it out. All right, this is the flight review of the Fineco FX-21V voice-controlled quad. To start, I'll just go ahead and fly it just to show how it flies. Got it in high rates. And then I'll plug the mic in and do some voice control. Got a bit of a breeze out, and that prop guard kind of catches some wind, but this thing's got a pretty good bit of pitch to it, so should be able to fight it. Some flipping. Yaw rate's not great, a little bit slow, but not too bad. Alright, now I'll go ahead and plug the mic in, which I have on my ear. Let's see, it plugs in on the top here. Alright, and you guys can't hear this, but there is a voice talking back to me that tells me, if it hears my message and whatnot. So it's telling me not clear right now as I just talk. Oh, it just thought I said flip. Fly left. No. Fly left. Go left. That's right. Go left. Go left. Go left. Go forward. The wind's just blowing it away. Let me bring it back. Go left. Go forward. I thought I said flip. Oh, dancing. Man, the wind is making this really hard. Show one. That just does some stunts. Bring it back again. Stinking wind. Let me fly into it here. Show two. Man, this wind. Ugh, I hate wind so much. Show three. There we go. Flip left. So it takes a little while to respond to the message, but it does it. Flip back. Flip backwards. There we go. Dancing. Dancing. It does not like it. Dancing. There it goes. So that was just a pirouette. Oh yeah, I think there's another one. Oh, thought I said flip. U-turn. So that just makes it do a 180-degree turn. U-turn. Fly back. I said flip left. Alright, well, I think that pretty much showed it off as much as I could here, and as the wind just slowly pushes it away and away and away. But that was the Fineco FX-21V voice-controlled quad, and actually works quite well. Let me unplug this, the thing keeps talking in my ear. Not clear, not clear. Anyway, check the video description for price and purchase link if that looked interesting to you, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.